as a guy, I've showed you these samples. No, I haven't showed you samples. You need to see the samples.
You haven't. You need to show me.
No, yeah. I need to show you them. Yeah. I'm like, they are pretty much the same. Take to layman on the street. I'm like, bro, tell me the differences, right? 9 out of 10 people will be like, this is the same thing. But to Shindy's trained eye, it's a big difference, right? And the difference reflects in cost. So she's got a sample A and then the sample B. Sample B is about 5 times, the cost of sample A. And then she does like, yeah, you're going to need this many meters. And then you do the maths and you multiply that up. And I'm like, huh? And then my ears perk up and I'm like, okay, time to put the phone down. I need to be involved in this conversation.
What's up, people? Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. Good morning, Dr. Saab. We are recording this first thing in the morning. You love it. Love it.
Hey, do you know what? It's hard getting up, right?
Whoa, I wouldn't say that first thing into a podcast, bro. I know it's Confessions of a Married Man, but you need to chill out. Yeah?
This is Confessions of the podcasting, man. But once you're up, right? Actually, well, this is like a mini I have a question, but it's not really I have a question, but it's related to what you just said there. At what point in your morning routine do you feel like you're past the hump of, okay, I'm up now?
As soon as I'm out of bed.
Okay. So not even like, so for me, it's like kind of mid brushing, but actually bunny on the face, I'm like, I've won. Like
if it's first thing in the morning, it's similar to that. For me, I put my phone at the foot of the bed on purpose. So when the alarm's blaring off, I've got to get up and get it out, but I have to step out of bed, pick up the phone and then flick it off. Yep. Now it's off. I'm like, just get your ass in the bathroom and turn the light on. When the light turns on in the bathroom, I'm awake. There's no going back from that.
You have the
but
the light.
I sleep with the eye mask on, right? So if I need a piss in the night, I can see through the bottom of the eye mask. So I like stumble around using my periphery in the bottom of the eye mask, so I don't get too much light in my eyes. Go to the loo, and then come back, and then keep on and go back to sleep if I need to.
If you need to pee in the night, you don't remove your eye mask?
No, because I don't want the light sensitivity. It makes such a difference to me, man.
Listen, if we ever needed any more proof that you're Spider-Man, man, you got the senses, man. Like it's more Daredevil, isn't it? Daredevil doesn't have vision. You're like Daredevil, Spider-Man.
It's Daredevil,
together,
my brother. Yeah.
Not this, right? Okay, fine. That's pretty good. You're pretty up, man. Like today, I was just like, oh, okay. I told family yesterday, I was like, yeah, I got a podcast slot. And they were like, really? That's some dedication. I said, listen, it's for the people, man. Okay. People need to have
what they want.
Because we know when we miss a week, they're like, holiday Nobody.
In a selfish way, though, I'm kind of like, I need to talk to doctor. I need to talk to him and just see how things are and catch up. Like, that's what this is really, isn't it?
You've been genuine or?
Being genuine, yeah. If we don't do an episode in the week, I'm like, I kind of need to talk to God, and it feels like I haven't spoken to him all week properly.
It's like you haven't done a potty, you just need to get it out.
Exactly. I just need to open the valve. There you go.
It's coming through.
There you go.
You
right. You can kick it off, my bro.
Confessions of Brown one day.
Ooh. That was extra good morning, good vibes there.
Oh, that was like, yeah. Do you know what it is? Can you see in the back? You see that coming through?
Yes.
That makes me really happy, man. I know it wouldn't work for you because you don't like top coming in, right? When that sun hits me in the morning, I'm like, do you remember Captain Planet? He's a hero. Do you remember that guy? All right. So there's a cartoon where these 5 people would have these 5 rings.
Okay.
And one was like earth, water, fire, and it would be like, and when they all come together, it'd be like Captain Planet. He's a proper superhero. Cartoon Network. You gotta just watch that bit on YouTube, that clip, right? Anyway, so when he used to, one of the guys, when he used to get sun power, he used to get like really, really powerful, and that's what I feel like now.
Love it. So even though it's October, it should be the sunny. Global warming is real, people.
Oh, it's heat wave now this weekend.
Oh, fuck off! Is it? Shit.
Yeah. I've been told it's 24 degrees today. Well, which means for you it's like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Hoping the camera doesn't overheat.
We'll find out if it does.
Times 2, square root to multiply. Plus, Indy's flat is like super insulated, man.
That's right. Indy's flat. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. I'm giving props today. It's fine. You earned it, man. It's fine.
Thank you.
I'm on your side now.
You crack on and tell me yours. I'll do mine.
Right.
After.
So, Mitra. Getting a bit of work done to the house, right? Which is as any married man, Indy, you should, well, and you will know a lot more in the kind of coming future, that once you have a house, right, there's house maintenance. Okay. House maintenance never ends. Well, there's two approaches here, right? There's two approaches. And I've seen this across some of other family members and friends and things. You've got kind of guys who are just not proactive, right? And will deal with stuff. Aaj toot gaya. This is obviously, emergency situation. Aap pani da leak ho gaya. Whatever it might be, now I'll deal with it.
That's me.
Okay. And then you have my approach, which is more, as you know, I like to optimize. So I'm always thinking, okay, so how could this be better? This is something we need to plan in because at some point, either this is going to break or it's going to go, or winter is coming, so this is a good time to do it. So, for example, getting your boiler serviced in the summer months when the boiler's off is a good thing, so it's ready for the winter. That's sensible. Cleaning your gutters so they're ready for winter, sensible thing. So I have a list of these things that have to be done at various points in the year, and the calendar just tells me when to do them when we get it booked in, so we'll optimize and automate it. But there are other things like decor things, right? And that's kind of like, that's less in my remit. I can appreciate good decor, but I'm not the lead. You know where I'm going with this, right? But Shindy is she is Miss Decor, and everything you can see in Mavi Studios here is attributed to Shindy. And so recently, there's a room to study, which is that way. And we were going to get some curtains done, something we wanted to do for a while. There are blinds in that room. So the blinds serve the function of privacy and they block light. But, curtains always been on the cards. So we go curtain shopping, right? Now, this curtain shop in Warsaw, very nice place. Got a lot of our stuff done from there. You go in and the phone, loses reception. So, okay.
Yeah. There's no cross communication that can happen here.
Well, yeah, there's cross communication. There's a Wi-Fi and these meetings that you have with people. Because the thing is, as a guy, as me, it's just like, what is it? How much does it cost? What's the lead time to fit it? Let's put it in the calendar. That's all I need to know, right? But the kind of, the brainstorming of, how will this look with this? And, eda lagua. And imagine this with this. I'm like, I can't imagine anything, man. Like, it doesn't make sense in my head. And I always find really fascinating is, when they put like little swatches. Say when you get married and you have these swatches, right? They have a nicky sample. And then you also have like, just imagine it on this wall.
I can't.
Imagine this curtain. I was like, I can't. It doesn't make sense. Give me full size. And then I can see it, right? Yeah. But and then Shindy and this lady will be there. And so they're talking a different language. And I'm just sitting there and I'm not really participating. And then the person will look at me because she's trying to be polite and be like, yes, what do you think about this?
So what do you think about this, doctor?
I was like, I have no. I was like, Shindy, are you happy? You happy? Meta. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, so I'm there. So I'm trying to. So when I lose signal, I have a couple of things I do on my phone. So one is I just start cleaning videos and photos out. It becomes I do the same thing when we're airplane mode on the flight, just before we take off. I'm like, this is the time. Bang, 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 bang.
Everyone says that, as soon as you're on a plane, they say all your apps are switched off and it's just the photos one where you go through all your memories and you clean shit out.
Yep.
And it's like that, hello darkness, my old friend. That's exactly how it is because it's just, you've got the one app that functions and you go through all of your trauma / old memories / whatever got sent to you meme-wise. And you're cleaning now. You're essentially cleaning the phone.
You just clean the phone, right? Exactly that digital hoarding that we talk about. I got my Spotify on because I got my downloaded music. So it's nice. I've got some downloaded, plain music and I'm doing that. So I start doing that. And then, anyway, it's like we're like an hour in now. And I haven't anticipated for an hour. I'm like, there are other jobs to do. Max. Anyway, we get to a point and then, and so then, my ears start to perk up. So it's down to like 2 samples, right?
Okay.
And he's like, and here's the thing, right? As a guy, I've showed you these samples. No, I haven't showed you samples. You need to see the samples.
You haven't. You need to show me.
No, I need to show you them. Yeah. I'm like, they are pretty much the same. Like I said to Shindy, I was like, you take this arm banda on the street, right? Arm banda. You know what arm means, yeah?
Arm is in what? Sample?
No, arm means like ordinary person. Arm banda.
Okay.
Ordinary
layman.
Man. Yes, exactly. Take the layman on the street. I'm like, bro, tell me the differences, right? 9 out of 10 people will be like, this is the same thing. Okay. But to Shindy's trained eye, it's a big difference, right? And the difference reflects in cost.
Of course it does, brother.
Oh, of course it does, right? Why wouldn't it? Yeah, it wouldn't be fun otherwise, would it? So she's got sample A and then the sample B. Sample B is about 5 times, the cost of sample A. And then she does like, you're going to need this many meters. And then you do the maths and you multiply that up. And I'm like, Hi. And then, so then my ears perk up and I'm like, okay, time to put the phone down. I need to be involved in this conversation.
Yeah,
now.
this is the cost bit now. Like I have some contribution to this aspect.
Right. And then, and the lady on the other side, because it's like a whole page of things, because it's like you need this and then you need this and these parts. So she's making this mad quote. It's like a whole full A4 page, and she's doing it on a, the big calculators. They always have big calculators, right?
So it's the old chunky ones where like you can't look back at the history. Yeah. You can't look back at the previous calculation. It's like bam, 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 bam. I'm like, how'd you get that number? They're like, oh, it's just this plus this plus this divided by this multiplied by this to the square root of this. And I'm thinking, slow the fuck down. I know you got another person to see, but I don't understand what you're doing.
On that point, I've often wondered. In school, you must have done GCSE maths, yeah?
Yes.
You didn't do A-level maths?
No.
But GCSE maths, you remember like scientific calculators? Did you have to get one?
Yeah, you had to get one for the exams.
You had to get one, yeah? Right. So I found mine the other day. I was just cleaning shit out, right? And I looked at it and I was like, I really looked at it. Like on a single button, there's like 3 or 4 other back functions of that button.
Yes.
And I was like, bro, who is ever using all of this stuff?
No one ever tells us to, but they add in all the functionalities because it's just complementary to one another.
Yeah, no. What I mean is, from a school level, like we like I used to, when we did A-level physics, we'd store certain things so we could use a number. Like we got taught a bit of it. I mean, like anywhere in the world, what profession? Like, have we got engineers? Are they mathematicians who are actually using this stuff, or have they got other ways? Like, who is using the hundreds of functions? So when I see the chunky one, because I see the chunky basic one, and you see the C and then the AC. Yeah. I was like, even on this basic one, I don't know all the functions on this thing. There's no way I know the stuff on this.
I think one. AC is clear the immediate one. C is clear everything. Start again.
I thought it was the other way around. But yeah.
So if the other way around, one or the other. But it's one of them clears everything. One of them just clears the current function you're on. But it's true. All the stuff you're taught in school with that calculator is absolutely useless. Because in the real world, you don't use that. No one uses that.
Yeah.
And when you get to A-level/university level maths, you don't see numbers anymore. It's all letters. It's all theoretical.
Algebra.
So, I remember talking to a friend of mine who was doing uni maths 3rd year. They said, Indy, I haven't seen a number in months. I just want to see a number. This doesn't make sense to me.
we there was a guy in our family who studied maths, again at university. And I remember he came to a party once and he's like, why is 1 and 1 2? And
okay.
He just walked away. He did tell me the answer eventually, not on the same night.
Right.
But he was like, that was part of the degree, like to understand.
He thought it was a riddle.
Well, no, he was just saying the point that we accept this fact, but they had to look into, but why is 1 and 1 2?
Yeah.
Why isn't it 3? Like it was a whole thing, right? But I was like, bro, your degree is like 4 levels of inception, man. Like this is some deep shit, man. Not for Jago party banter. So,
no, it's not.
No, I was like, bro, you need to chill out, man. It's Friday night and you're coming at me. Why is 1 and 1 2? What
would you prefer? Would you prefer that conversation, or would you prefer Baji? What's happening in India? Otteki ho gaya.
Oh God, yeah, no, that's quite
Which
a choice,
one do you
man.
prefer?
No, it's quite a choice. I think the maths one, man. Because if I didn't know, it's like, bro, I don't know, man. Like, you just tell me, man. Like, we can talk about it. Or I'd come back with a question. But the India stuff, I'm like, ball bad. Nay, good. Government kharab hai. बहुत गलत गल है ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਲੱਕੀ ਆ ਇੰਗਲੈਂਡ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਅਸੀਂ
You got the old man lingo. You got the old man like neutral conversation on lock. I'm so proud of you.
ਸਾਡੇ ਜ਼ਮਾਨੇ ਚ ਇਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਅੱਜ ਕੱਲ ਦੇ ਬੱਚੇ it's all these little key phrases.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. This is going to be a real man. Old people lingo. There we go. Done. So I perk up. I'm like, hello, Shindy. Hello. ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰਨੇ ਆ, like you blow the budget on one thing ਤੇ ਅੱਗੇ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਹੋਣੇ ਆ. And yes, and I was just thinking, like, all men must have this experience, right?
Yeah.
And then the classic lady line that Shindy will use as well. If you do it once properly, then you don't have to touch it for the next fill in the blank. How many years can Indy?
100 years.
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. But sometimes she'll make it really, she'll be like, for at least 5. I said, listen, 5 years. I said, 50 years मैं कदे नहीं change करना. This is done. ਇਹਦੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਫਾਈ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਹੈ, clean ਕਰਨਾ. That's it. ਇਹਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਮੈਂ plastic ਰੱਖ ਦੇਣਾ, wrap ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ. These curtains are right? So that's it. Like I was like, no, you're not touching these curtains once they're in. Okay, that's it. Ho gaya kaam.
Yeah.
Right. To her credit, so like in the bedroom now, obviously big investment. Initially you've been to the bedroom a lot of times.
Yeah.
Obviously for the right reasons. Caveat that people thinking me India lovers and things.
Tera nahi lover.
Yeah, but most of it is basically done, but now it's just like little things, and now it's got to the point where Shindy's like, oh, the season has changed, so let me change the decor for the season. And I'm like, yo, because then, like, for example, like her favorite season and my favorite season now is autumn, which Americans call fall, and we like calling it the fall.
Yeah,
just sounds a bit nicer. And because when Halloween approaches, we've got lots of like pumpkin-y type things. But the thing with that is then I'm like, okay, so I understand you got revolving decor, right? But then when say like spring and summer are out, you got to store that somewhere. That's the other thing as guys you need to just deal with, man. If you're having this kind of revolving decor in your house, then you have to store the other stuff as well. But yeah, so she's like, do it once, do it properly. And that's basically her kind of, and then her third line of defense is, you can't see it, but you'll be happy when you see it. And I really can't argue with that one because she never gets it wrong. But I've had the same experience, say, with like Dad. For example, when we were doing stuff with the cinema room, Dad couldn't see it. As soon as it goes in, I told you before, the boys come on a Friday. Scene la de. दिखा दे. भाजी आ देखो कितना बढ़िया sound लाया सी. आ देखो. Right? And I'm like, oh, this is exactly the same.
Yes, we are just copying what our parents tell us, man. That's it.
Vision, man. You got to have vision, and you got to fork out. And
so just to clarify, what did Shindy go for?
Curtains.
Which one?
What do you mean?
Which curtain? The cheap one or the expensive one?
Oh, no, the expensive one.
Oh, okay.
Bro, do you think I'd be confessing about it if it was the cheap one?
What was the rationality behind going for the expensive one, just in a nutshell? What was her justification?
So to the untrained eye, like I said, I couldn't see the difference, but there was a difference. So design was part of it, and functionality was the other part of it. Yeah.
But a curtain's a curtain. What functionality can it give you? Does it have supreme blockage that no light can get in when it's daytime? Does it have 99% opacity? Like, what's going on?
Well, behind the actual curtain, we've actually fitted a black. What do you call it? The things that don't let light in fully. I can't remember. The word is not coming.
I don't know the word, but okay.
Yeah. Fully black. No.
Blacked out.
Blocking. Blackout blinds. That's the. You just couldn't get it out, man. Blackout blinds. That's it. So they've
so
gone
put blackout blinds in the actual.
As in
no, the blinds are still on the wall, aren't they?
You got blinds, and then you got blackout curtain, and then you have the actual curtain.
I don't think you need this much coverage on a wall of light. I'm just being honest with you.
As I've said many times, you and Shindy are the same. You speak to your friend, okay?
No, I'm not the same because I disagree on this bit.
That's fine. You speak to your friend and you get the rationale. I've made my peace now, okay? What we quickly realized, and Shindy quickly realized, in that moment, I was actually really hungry as well. So it's not a good time to make decision, right? Because like I said, half an hour became an hour. I knew there was a Greg's nearby. I needed my fix. Then she's like, oh, maybe I have something in my bag. She didn't have anything in the bag. No, this is in town, also town.
Because I was thinking Greg's is on that little roundabout.
Oh, there is a Greg's. Yeah,
there is. Yeah. I went the other day with mum to buy a bed, and with Sand, she's like, oh, Greg's, and she got really excited.
Oh, you went to Benson?
Junction 9. I don't know the name of it.
So you got Curry's, the one next to Curry's?
Yeah. All of them, like all those little assortment of bed places. There's loads there, isn't it? So.
You should let me know, man. I know a guy there. Could have got you a nice discount.
Sure.
Yeah. He's done a couple of bar beds. He's a cool guy. So yeah, and then she was like, "Oh, maybe I got something in my bag, like a bar." And then I got really excited. My dad got really excited, and then there was nothing in the bag, and I was like, "This is not good.
This is the worst thing ever."
And then the lady's still doing her. Yeah, she's still
big
doing her
money
quote.
here.
Right,
and now you asked me to drop this, and I've not got any food in my belly. This is not it.
Said to the lady, I said, "Look, listen, I'll be back in an hour. Hold you, come, I need to film my little tid." Did that, came back, signed it off. I was like, made my peace. I was like, we're done.
And when you're in that conversation and she's trying to say yes or no, are you saying it in English or Punjabi?
Depending
when
on
you're like discussing finer details with each other, how do you have that awkward conversation without them knowing what it is?
what about lady saying? No, sometimes see, yeah, you're right. You can play it two ways. You can be like funny in English. You're like, oh wow, yeah. You say lady, say you're the lady. Well, Shindy, no more holidays this year then. Yeah, gonna break the bank, aren't you? Oh, we'll have to put lots of overtime in. So you make those types of jokes, right? And then the lady gets really awkward and starts tapping more like, it's not my fault. It's what your wife asked for. Yeah.
Get me a discount, woman. Get me a discount.
Yeah. I'm like, and then so that there's the funny side. So that's denial, right? 5 stages of grief. So that's denial. And then you have like bargaining, which is like, Shani, do we really need this bit and this bit? Zuriya? Shorter? What happened? What's the alternative? If we don't have it, what would happen? Right? So then you do that kind of alternative kind of thing. And then then you go, I think the final line of defense is straight Punjabi. Tusi, not tu.
Yes.
Tusi ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨੀ ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੀਏ ਇੰਨੇ ਪੈਸੇ ਦੇਣੇ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤੀ ਇੱਕਦਮ ਹੈ ਪੈਸੇ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਆਣੇ right so then you go to like third line which is Punjabi but the thing with Punjabi tone is when you're saying that kind of stuff even if they don't understand what you're saying they're like
sounds rude bro
heated yeah exactly they're having a serious conversation and again you're just sitting there tapping away in it I almost feel like if I was a salesperson and I had Punjabi people, I knew this is going to be a thing. I just tell people from the start, look, you are looking to spend or invest in the range of, I just want you to know that pehla before I even go down this thing. Is that okay? Just bang, put it out there, man. If you want to go, here's a little quiet room, 5 minutes gal kar lo. You want to beat him up or whatever, and then come back inside when you're ready. Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. So, bro, that was my confession.
Well, since we're on the topic of spending money.
Oh, hello.
Mine is actually similar. So I don't know if you've read mine already, but this is a coincidence.
I have not. No.
On Sanjay's birthday, we went to Battersea Power Station, right? And
which, just to clarify, is not
it's not a power station anymore.
Because Shindy and I thought you took it to an actual power station on her birthday.
You thought I took her to a power station on her birthday to show her windmills and hydropower and shit. No, I didn't do that.
But we didn't judge because we thought maybe she's really into energy and maybe she likes that. People like do train spotting, man. Like I thought maybe it's one of the things she likes. And I was like, Sanj, we're not the same.
We are not the same, no.
Right.
So we're walking around there and there's some high-end stores around there, right? There's some normal ones like Uniqlo, etc. And then I've never been into a LuluLemons. Have you been to? Or LuluLemon? So, I don't know if it's lemons or lemon, but yeah.
I know this brand because my Masi absolutely loves this brand. So because of that, I know the culture. But come on, tell me.
Yeah, bro. So we walk in and we're like, oh, this is okay. You're walking around a little bit. There's a men's section, women's section.
Independent brand, independent. Yeah.
And then I start looking and I'm like, oh, okay. Jumper, top, like 60 quid. I was like, okay, I can kind of see it. I felt the material. I was like, this is very, very nice. So I get it. Then we walk around the corner and we're still looking. We're looking at like coats now. And the coats, we're looking around thinking this is a decent price. None of it's on discount, by the way, because, that's what we look for immediately. Nope.
Absolutely.
And look at a coat. And I look at the coat and I went, huh? And Sandra goes, Key, how much is it? I went, £100. She said, did you just fucking swear at me? I said, £100. And she thought, oh my God, that's ridiculous. She said, Indy, I hate the store. We're leaving now. I said,
goodbye. Thank you.
Why? She said, this is too expensive. I'm not doing this. I can't. I said, we were just browsing. She said, I don't want to browse anymore. It's hurting me. We need to leave right now. Right? So we left. And I said, are you all right? And she said, no, that's horrible. How dare they charge you that much? How dare they charge us this much for this? They're just a bunch of bent. I'll stick to H&M. Thank you very much. I said, all right, fair enough. Personally, I understand the hype with the kapare because it's very, very high end and very expensive.
Right. This is actually a really good topic, Indy. So let's just go a little bit deeper here because you are, you've got some experience in the fashion world. I understand Sanjay's take, right? So if you're, again, Armbanda, explain to us, Sanjay and I, for example, the price differential. So if it's, let's the hoodie I'm wearing now, Tika, we could get this LuluLemon. This is from Pull & Bear, but it could also be from H&M or Next or whatever.
Yeah.
Similar sort of looking product. Explain the price differential.
Sometimes it's down to material. Other times it's down to branding. The stuff at LuluLemon with the material felt very, very nice. It felt very high quality, suave. It felt nice in your skin when you touch it. I was like, okay, this is different to say H&M or Zara, where after one or two wears, it's going to lose shape, etc. So if you buy something from there, it's going to hold for a long time. For example, I like buying stuff from Gymshark a lot because their stuff is high quality and long lasting. And I have no problem with either of those because I wear their stuff all the time. And I've got the same pair of trackies I've had for like the last 3 years. Wear it to the gym nearly every week. Hasn't worn out. That to me is a good trade-off. And
so longevity is one.
They have really good longevity in the products, but a lot of it is, I'll be honest with you, Goran, it's down to branding, man. Like if you think of, who is it? What's that brand that everyone talks about and they have? Supreme. That's it. Okay. Supreme is just branding. A lot of the stuff they sell is fucking shit. And they're taking the piss openly. People are buying Supreme bricks and spades. I'm thinking this is now trolling people. The other one I think is a piss take is the company that got done for what's it called? They got accused of racism or messing around with kids because they had that really dodgy photo shoot. You know, the sexual photo shoot one. Forgot the name of it. To mind. Balenciaga, I think it is.
Oh yes, Valencia. Yeah.
Right, and now if you look at their stuff just none of it looks good. It looks like they're just buying secondhand shit and just slapping Balenciaga on it. Like really ugly trainers, really over the top design, and some of them look exactly like, you know, ACIS, ACISCS, those trainers.
Yeah.
Those trainers and Balenciaga trainers look identical. I'm not even taking the piss. They look the same. If I put them side by side and just blurred out the logo, you'd be like, yeah, it's the same trainer. So, but they charge about 6-7 times the amount because they can, and they know that the brand will carry them. LuluLemon, I feel like, is kind of on the same vibe, but they have compensated with high-end kapare. So if I'm trying to explain to you, if I get you a hoodie, that same color hoodie from Zara, H&M, and Pull&Bear, and LuluLemon or somewhere else, and you try it on, you'll be like, okay, I understand which is which, because just by feeling it and washing it and seeing how it holds shape, it keeps. And really it's not the outside material, it's the inside against your skin. That's the difference. It's not the outside feel. It's never about the outside feel. It's always about how it feels on you as you wear it.
That's interesting. I mean, I always wear a layer underneath, so I don't really...
Yeah, but say the hoodie arms, that's against your somewhat bare forearms. Yeah. So, and you'll feel that and you'll be like, okay, this is actually quite nice. This is feeling good against the skin. It's not rubbing or doesn't feel rough, and it's not going to leave like, you know, a rash or something if it's irritating you.
You know how I've got my t-shirt collection?
Yes.
Signs you often laugh about because I've got all the different colors.
Yes.
I'm just about to do it now with the hoodies as well. I found the hoodie that I like, the Pull&Bear, and they've got this basics range. And I'm like, yes, thank you. I'm going to get rid of loads of stuff. And I'm like, right, got my colors each day of the week. Done. You
need to wear the katapa top now. It's winter time.
Yes,
coming.
I can wear. All right, let's do this. The next in person. Let's have it on.
Next in person. All right, I'm down for that. I like that. I like that.
I'll put a reminder, and yeah, exactly. It is the right weather now to wear it.
It is the right weather to wear it. I'm proud of you. Good boy.
Hanji
budgies. So yeah, man, LuluLemon, over the top expensive. Guys, let us know your crazy expensive purchases in the comments. There's no shame in it. We've all done some stupidness. I too have done some stupidness in the past. My guilty pleasure was trainers. It now no longer is. So yeah, I get it. Yeah. We've all been there. Goran, what's the most expensive purchase that you've done recently in the last couple of years? Kapare wise. Because you're Mr. Frugal, but you must have spent something. Everyone's done one thing.
Give me the time frame again. Last couple of
years.
Right, I would say the most expensive things I've bought are going to be my high-end formal wear. So it's going to be either a blazer. Yeah, it's going to be a blazer or it's going to be a pair of shoes.
And was that branded or was that something that you had designed for you? It's kind of the same price, really, if you think about it.
I mean, so I have had bespoke stuff in the past, but it was more around my wedding time. So, but recently I haven't had the need to get completely bespoke. I can buy a good brand now and just get it tailored. So I bought a green velvet smoking jacket. That was quite expensive. Which is, you know, only for black tie events. It's not that frequent.
Who is that from? Which brand?
Timeless piece. Your video's gone, by the way. You know that, yeah?
My video's what?
Gone. I can't see you.
Oh, no, I can see me. It's okay.
Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Which brand? Yeah, so this is something I actually I kind of took from Shindy's kind of textbook here. I have my normal brands which I go to for high-end things, right? Like so German Street or whatever to find stuff. But this very particular thing I couldn't find quickly or easily. And so I actually just did an internet search. So this is a brand I've never heard of before. Looked into a little bit, a couple of stores in the UK, but again, just basically high-end men's only clothes. Just an independent. So I went with that. And then the shoes were Crockett and Jones and Lowaki.
Crockett and Jones is Menga. I know that is in Menga. I've done marketing for them in the past. Yes. Very expensive.
So, yeah. So Crockett Jones Churches, I would say, are the most premium men's shoes brands in the UK. And then, I mean, if you put the like proper men's shoes, not like kind of Gucci and all that ugly shit. But then in Birmingham, the other brand, Loake, they were having a closing down sale.
Okay.
And so I picked up like 3 pairs of shoes.
Anything with sale.
Yeah, and I spoke to the guy, and he was like, you can have the shoehorn, you can have the shoe trees, you can have this poly. He just kept throwing stuff.
Sorry, Arnold, take everything. Kushni, everything.
Everything's got to go, right?
Yeah.
No. So I said, yeah, those are probably been my most expensive clothes. But like I said, and I've said this before, advice for men: buy timeless pieces, get it tailored, and take care of your stuff. So
I like it.
I have that. I have a really good blazer collection now, which I can just do this, and this, and I've got endless outfits now.
Which is why when Shindy says we're buying high quality stuff, she can throw that same argument in your face. And this conversation has just gone full circle. Congratulations.
You're trying to trap me, aren't you? But remember, she spends on high-end kappa as well, so it's not differential. Mate, we haven't even talked about, and we will talk about it at a later point, maybe in more detail. Women's suits, man. The cost there, you're like, what?
Put a pin in that, we'll come back.
Yeah.
Add it to the sheet.
Another day.
All right, next segment.
Lovely. Okay.
Hanji, hello, buddies. I have a question. Question for the doctor.
Yo.
All right, Galasona, please. Okay, so.
Galasona, please.
So, when you're at work and you have other colleagues that are ethnic, or let's say of the minority nature, aka other brown people,
right?
Do you say their names in the Desi accent or in the English accent when announcing them to English people? This is something Sandra asked me because she fell foul of this, and I thought I've kind of done the same, but now I don't. So there's a girl at my work whose name is Gerline, and everyone calls her Gerline. I'm like, no. It's Gerline. Like, say it. It's not that difficult. And they're looking at me like, who's that? I said, Gerline, the girl in our team. They're like, oh, her. Yeah. There's obviously a learning curve you have to get people used to when you're saying it, because they think you are just chatting absolute shit, or you're talking about a brand new alien person.
Do you reckon they think we're trying to be obstructive and just like for the sake of it, we're just, making a point of it?
Not really. I feel like it's our names. You just say the name. It's not difficult.
Yeah, no. That's definitely the intention. But do you think when we make a point of it, they're just like, okay, yeah, I see what you're trying to do. And why come? The thing always is, I think it always has been, is how can I simplify it to make it easier? That's always
it is that.
It is that. And I think, look, I think about my name. My name is just Gunn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody calls me just Gunn.
You know what? I might start calling you this.
Yeah, Kenny does it sometimes to troll me. But
because not even your parents call you that. No, your dad does. Your mum doesn't.
Your dad, or if mum does it, then I'm in trouble.
Mum doesn't call you that unless you're in trouble.
Unless we're in trouble, yeah. So then there's like, oh shit, kiho ya, full name.
Yeah.
Maggie kita, menuni pada. But yeah, and then I've got a cousin called Jasbir, right, who is older than me as a doctor, and the name Dr. Jazz actually comes from him, right? Because when he used to go to hospital, he was just like, everyone calls me Jazz, and then I think I just adopted that. I was like, okay, so I'm Dr. Jazz, and then that's
Jazz, yeah.
Jazz, my silly Jazz, man. And so I think that's where it came from. So work, it's that. But you're right. So I have a lot of ethnic colleagues as well, and if somebody comes up to me, like one of the nurses, like, oh, do you know who this person is? Or, right, we have a tannoy system. You would love to come to the A&E department, Indy. So on the tannoy, the thing is, people get really shy. But obviously, I got a podcast, man. I know what the mic is, so I'll grab it and then I'll just make announcements for people because they feel really shy. So like, can Dr. Islam please come to whatever it might be, right? And so I make it a point to say the name properly. Like Haider, not Haider, Haider.
Ooh, nice.
Right, so I'll say it properly. Which other ones have I got? Muhammad.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Umar, not Omar. Umar.
Yeah. So there's a point we should be saying it properly. The only time I guess it's a bit thingy is if that ethnic person has told people to say their name in that kind of other way, but then you come in like some sort of like nay, I'm going to say your name properly, and you should say your name properly. Then it's a bit like, well, if you don't want it, then should I be championing that for you? Like that, I don't know.
That's true. There is a bit of a stickiness there, but if you keep it consistent with everyone, no one can say anything. So if you're doing that same kind of, I'm going to say things in this way for everybody, then it's okay. Yeah, it gets a bit sticky because if we say it wrong as well, they're like, actually, it's not that, it's this. You're like, well, fucked it. So you have one chance. Great. You only get one shot. Do not miss this chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Right? So you got to say it properly. If you don't, you're going to get judged by that person saying, well, now you told everyone to say my name in the ethnic way, in the wrong way. So thank you for that.
Yeah. They're like, they just go, no. Everyone was happy. We had no issues. Now nobody talks to me. Thank you very much. Depression, isolation. Thank you, Indy.
A good way of saying it is asking, how do your parents say your name? So that way you can say, how do your parents say your name at home? And you're like, okay, they say this. You're like, all right, I'm a mirror of that. Like I spoke to a friend of ours yesterday and he said, this is what people call me. I said, what do your parents call you? He said that. I said, all right, I'm going to call you this name.
What's the name?
Sorted. Omar. But his real name is Umar. So I was like, okay, I'm going to call you Umar. That's it.
I think you had the same thing. My friend Ali Abdal. Yes. So if you ever hear him speak, he'll be like, hi, I'm Ali. Yeah. He'll be very intentional about the way Abdal. So I'm like, we need to be not Ali. That's not hard.
Or Hassan Minaj, not Hassan.
Yeah.
Or Hassan.
Or Hussein. Yeah. That's very important, man. What was I just about to say to you, Indy? Yeah, what do they call you at work, sorry?
Indy, because I took that deliberation myself. But I had this debate within myself. I'm thinking, should I get people to call me Indy? Should I not?
Who calls you Indy outside of work, though?
Family. It's all my family.
And
you do actually. But you're kind of family as well, so it counts.
That's okay.
Look how uncomfortable he is.
Not sure what to do with that. It's just keep saying these things. It's Saturday morning. You just okay, all right, darling. Your dad calls you Indy. Your mum calls you Indy. Does Bal call you Indy?
Mum, Jidja. No, Bal calls me kid. My sister calls me Indy, or a couple of other names which we've spoken about before. My bubby calls me Indy. Sanj calls me both.
I feel like
my father-in-law calls me Indy.
So it's a formal relationship. I feel like Sanj and I, when we say it to you, it's more like when we have a question for you, Indy, and then there's a question. Most of the time, I think we do the Indy. That's mostly how we refer to you.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true.
Hello,
I'll start calling you just Karan now. Watch. You're so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's obviously my name, but just no one calls me that. So it's like, okay, you can if you want, if it makes you happy. I mean, you can call me Dr. Jazz if you want.
I'd never want to call you that. No,
never want to call you.
It's either Dr. Karan or just Karan.
I'll tell you what, doctor itself, just doctor, is very endearing. I actually, when people say that now, I actually feel really like warm.
You're like, yes, I worked 9 years for this accomplishment, basically. A levels included. Okay.
Yeah. I do like that. So that's good. That's good one, buddy.
So yeah, man, one for people to consider out there. Do you want to say it in the ethnic way? Do you want to say it another way? Just a little 2-second thought that sounds through to me. I'm a bit like, I'm going to try and do this now more and more with people. I'll be like, what's the way that you say it? And then mirror it and do that in like a workplace. Because if I go to a white person and say, your name is John. No, it's John. Right? Your name is Henry? No, it's Henry. So If we can mimic theirs, they can mimic ours. That's how I see it. It's a two-way street.
This is like that scene in Goodness Gracious Me.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, yeah, it's Jonathan. Junta. No, it's Jonathan. Jonathan. And then he's like, yes, my name is...
Yeah.
We should get that clip out. That's a good clip, Indy.
We should. But it's true. That's how it goes. If they can if we can mirror theirs, they can mirror ours. I don't feel like we're asking too much. Anyway, I'm off my stool now. Let's get off my soapbox. Go and pass it over to you.
All right. So it's getting a bit colder now, right? Happy. I can pop my hoodies. But that early morning kind of, period where it's a bit cooler than it gets in the day and the day warms up and it's confusing. The mawsam badal gaya. Now what does that actually mean? What's the literal translation?
Mawsam means weather.
Right. Badal gaya.
Ooh, badal is, what does that mean?
Changed.
Yes. Okay.
Right. You can use it in context of kapde badala, like change clothes. But mawsam badal gaya. But so the literal translation, the weather has changed, but people use it also in the context of say we're all having fun, right? And then you drop some like serious shit, and then the conversation,
the vibe changes completely,
right? And you go, but like this would be in like a Hindi play, like the bit that would be audio description, Mausam badal gaya.
Ooh,
right? It's because of the weather, the mood is changed. So you can use it interchangeably to mean that as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what that means for me is you get in the car in the morning. Obviously, you don't need air conditioning anymore, but now I have the situation of the bum seat, the heat seating.
Yes.
Right. Have you got heated seats in your Gaddi?
Yes, but I'd never use it.
Right. Okay, but just follow me on this, right? 3 settings, right?
Yes.
Here's the problem now. Here's the problem I have. It's which setting to use. Setting number 3 is your chitter's on fire.
That's winter setting. That is, I need to warm the car up fast. And you never keep it on there. You bring it down a little.
Right? But your chitter is on fire. You're just like, this is not, what is this, man? Like a Tibetan. Like, this is just,
sweating.
Right. Then you have setting 1, which is like, you can feel a bit of something, but it's not really doing what you needed to do. And you're just like, I'm still a bit like cold. I know. So what am I doing? So then natural thing is you go from 1 to 2. 2 gets there and 2 is like, yeah, this is really good. And you feel good until it gets too bloody hot again. And then you're like, no, I can't sustain 2. So you go back to 1 and then you have the same problem with 1. So I'm like, there needs to be 1.5. Why does the setting, right? Like, people say back in the day, I wish I had gear 1.5 as well. But why is there not?
People say gear 1.5. That's new.
Oh, yeah. So when we used to drive like manual Goodyear, people are like, 1 is like you're about to stall and 2 is not enough. This guy used to say to me, he's like, I want a 1.5 setting where I'm just like, I can cruise a bit more. Haven't heard it.
Cruise where? In standstill traffic?
No, not standstill. Like he's just like on his road or whatever. This is the days where literally you take your Goodyear and just do getting out around the block. Like this is like,
but you can do that in second gear. Second gear requires 15 miles an hour plus.
Good knowledge there. Good knowledge there, interview. But you want to...
Thank you. I drove a manual for a very long time, so I know this.
Prior to the SLR, was it manual?
Yeah, it's manual. All my cars are manual. Actually, that's not true. No, they were all manual. Yeah, they were.
And now you got the SLR and you don't need any of that, do you?
Yeah, but it makes more sense. I do miss a manual, but not in London. I'll drive a manual outside London. I'm not doing it here. It's too stop.
I don't mind it like for a little bit, but yeah, automatic all the way. Anyway, tell me your approach, man. You're in the Goodie now. What do you do? What's your kind of I need to warm up strategy in the Goodie?
I blast the heating on everything full and then I turn it all off. What I noticed on the weekend that we just had away, which we'll touch on in the next segment, your wife fiddles with the temperature so much it is actually jarring. I sit there and I'm like, why do you keep turning things on and off every 3 seconds? Every 4 seconds, I'm like, just leave it on one function. So no, it's too hot, too cold, too hot, too cold, too hot, too cold. I'm like, it should be. I'm getting hot flushes, man. Can we stop?
She does it. To be fair, that's the byproduct, what you're describing, of what we feel in the car. Her primary thing is the screen. The screen needs to be like, that's what she does it all for. But then we all get the fallout and feel like we're in a sauna and you're like, oh my God. And then you open the window and then you get shouted at for opening the window. Indy, why are you opening the window? And you're like,
I have to ask politely, can you open the window, please?
Yeah. All right, but it's cold, right? So there's a couple of things that are going to be cold, right? So you're cold. So what jacket are you wearing? Your steering wheel is cold. The Gaddi's obviously cold.
You wanted this heating steering wheel. I remember you saying a while ago, stop being so bloody spoiled, man. It's not necessary.
No, it's because I didn't know it existed. Because Shindy has one. Shindy has one in the Volvo. So when I was talking to Audi, and I was like, do you have this heating package? And they were like, what's that? And I was like, oh, my wife has it in the Volvo. They're like, yeah, Audi doesn't do that. And I was like, oh, right. I thought it was just like standard industry standard.
Audi have some pride.
That's what it is. Volvo's comfort, man. I think that's what their branding is about. All right, so you just put it full on blast. And then
full on blast, and then everything Blunder.
So you got a screen. Screen as in, sorry, your windscreen is like full of ice or whatever. Are you stick it on, sit there, wait for it to do its thing, or are you Mr. Scrape?
So if it's ice, normally it's Thanda Pani, very Thanda Pani, not lukewarm Pani. I've seen people put hot Pani on their thing and it just cracks straight through.
Yeah, hot Pani, yes, but Luke is acceptable.
Lukewarm's acceptable, but I'm also worried it's going to fuck up the paint. I've always been worried about that. So I do like very lukewarm. I'm saying like, let's say I've done hot Barney. I'll do hot Barney for like 10%. And then the rest of it's Thanda Barney. Yeah. Then I'll get in, I'll uchi all the temperatures on. Sorry, Thanda Barney. I keep saying that. I will uchi the temperature on the inside and just let it blast through. And as soon as the bottom part becomes visible and it starts going up, I'm like, all right, I can see enough. I can go now.
Let's just fix that last bit as well. Temperature nu main bada dunga. Say that. Temperature. Yeah. Good phrase for you today. Temperature nu main vada increase vada dunga.
Temperature nu vada dunga.
Yeah. That's how you say it properly.
What does that mean?
I know what you're trying to. That's what you're trying to say. Yeah. That's so bad. Like, just stop putting these words together, man. It's weird syntax. It's like I know what you're trying to say uchi, but you're like it's just not right. You could say it's like if I was in the car to you, I'd be like, Indy, temperature upar kar de.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's okay, but not uchi the temperature. I know what you're trying to say, but I don't want you to say it like that anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
And then so the vada kata. Vada, kata, decrease.
Kata is decrease, vada is increase.
Yes. So temperature vada de, temperature kata de, temperature vada de, temperature kata de.
Got it.
I'm telling you, we've got this podcast for the rest of life. If you even just learn one word per podcast.
I've learned plenty of words from you.
Your Punjabi is...
I've learned plenty off you. This is why I get them made into reels so I can rewatch them again and again. So people don't understand. It's not for you. It's actually for me. To help me have it drilled in my head.
He said, thing is, guys, when Indy always says this, when he does the real editing for the editor, he must listen to it, I don't know, like a lot. And
at least a good 20 times.
Right? So you got it in the AirPods, and he's there like again and again and again and again. He's just like, yes, I got the phrase.
I got the phrase, that's it.
Mummy, temperature bata do.
Yes. I will get this made. I'm going to get this made into one. I can feel it.
Fine. So you could say that, like in the house, like, the thermostat, and that would be the perfect, like if you go home and just walk in like, Daddy, temperature bata do.
He'll be like, do it yourself, you idiot. What are you telling me for?
Shut up your mouth, please.
He says to me, the heating isn't working. I need you to change the temperature. He doesn't know how to do it. So if I'm asking him that, he'll be like, you're the one that does it, not me.
Right. So then your perfect jawab is, after you do it, Indy, is, Daddy, main temperature badata.
There we go. I've done it.
That's it. I kitta. I kitta.
I kitta.
I kitta. Oh man, I was thinking about this the other day. We're gonna do this at some point anyway, but like iconic scenes from films, like say hello to my little friend. And we'll translate into Punjabi. But imagine we take slogans like Nike, just do it. Say just do it in Punjabi.
Dakar.
It's so funny. It was like, like the relaxed one would be like, oh, kar de yaar. Just do it. Oh, kar de yaar. Edda kar. It's so funny. We should write slogans and put them into Punjabi. That'd be so funny. Oh shit, man.
Oh gosh.
That's good.
Okay, so go back to temperature in the car. I would, I do a little bit enough so that I can see through, and then I'll start driving because I know the rest is going to clear up.
Right. You're one of those kind of guys where when the thermistor's working, you get that little circle at the bottom and it obviously starts to spread. And you're there like, Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I do that. I do that.
It's fine.
I do that. It's dangerous, but I do
It's
that.
so
Yeah,
dangerous. Like if you're seeing that car, you're like, bro, this guy can't see anything. I go, no, I can see enough. Yeah. All right. Oh, good.
Or I get in the car and I make sure I don't have a coat on because I know it's going to warm up so much that it's going to get sweaty. So I'd rather sit in the cold in the car for a little bit,
have a bit,
and then let it warm up, and then I'm okay.
Okay, that's fine. That's interesting. Don't mind that. Do you do any windscreen preparation like the night before? Do you put any of that like spray on to stop it forming, or do you use any of the sprays or anything, or do you use?
I've seen people put like the covers on the front of their windscreen so it doesn't happen. My dad's version was let me get some cardboard and smack it on top. It does the same thing. So he found like used Amazon boxes and just put it on top. He said, "Jalo, done." And it does some of the job. It's not perfect, but it works.
I'd say this. Okay, maybe not the cardboard, but the screens we have, perfect solution. But I also worked out if you park your car in a certain direction, it doesn't happen.
Then nothing forms. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, why isn't no one talking about this? So instead of, I love reversing my car in, but in winter I just park it the other way.
Yeah.
I know the back has much more. It's obviously a smaller area. It's much more powerful. The thermistor, whatever it is. I was like, oh, job done, man. Don't need to do anything now. Yeah, winter preparation. So yeah, heated seat 1.5. There needs to be a more like kind of optimal jitter temperature. Jitter temperature control.
Way back in the day, they used to have the bar that would increase the temperature. So you'd have like a little bar that would go up and down, a slider.
Red to blue.
Yeah, in the car, you now have like 0.5s. So I feel like that's going to come soon. It's just give it time. Oh, the 0.5s are not even a game changer, but everyone loves it.
Yeah, but it's too much, isn't it? No one needs that level of discrepancy of the 0.5. But the fact that they have it, and then you're right, people just end up just twiddling with it. It's just like, bro.
Well, someone's asked about it, aka you, and there you go. That's what's happened.
Yeah. But 1.5 jitter. Yeah.
Side topic, by the way.
Go.
Are you finished, FYI? Because I've got one last thing that's just come to mind. Heinz beans have released Thurka beans in 3 different levels.
Thurka beans, mate.
And I don't know how I feel about this.
Bro, this has been a big week, man. We've had Thurka beans which have been released, having done obviously an amazing reel, and they've clearly watched it. Mango Tango, that rhymes. Mango Tango has just been released.
Yes.
Which, we've been told, advised by CSK, is very dangerous for health.
Mango Pepsi as well.
Mango Pepsi. So a lot of stuff's happening, man, and we should be given the credit. I think
it's necessary that we get the credit in it, bro.
Yeah, maybe a brand deal I think is coming here. I mean, look, if they want to market Thurka beans, who better than the person that loves it and the person that hates it? I mean, that would be a great ad.
So Haroon actually did a taste test of all of them on Asian Network, showing the different levels.
Right.
But it's £2 a can, bro. £2 a can. Yes, exactly. Are you paying for that? I'd rather make the Thurka beans at home, man.
Don't lie. You're not going to make it because you're not going to eat it.
I said I'd rather. It doesn't mean I'm going to eat it. I said I'd rather though.
False hope.
Listen, if you make it for me, we can do this. Shindy had a chance on the weekend. She didn't do it, and that's fine. That's fine.
Is that fine? Doesn't sound like it's fine with you.
Fine. Like, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered, but everyone saw me eat it and they're like, "Is that Thurka beans?" I was like, "No, guys, it's not. Relax." They're like, "No,
Shindy's too lazy. Shindy ne kam nahi kita."
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's basically
what
you
said.
Happened she could have, and she didn't.
What happened was Shindy said, "Okay, I'll make it." Then she poured the can of beans into the pan. She said, "Shit, it's in the pan now." I said, "Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it."
Plus, I don't think we had all the ingredients, and then you were like, "No, you can't just put onion in there and call it Thurka beans. Like it needs to be." It's
not. You got to put in the full. Yeah. I want the full garlic smell in my hair. That's what I want.
Okay, darling. If that's
the authenticity,
authenticity of Thurka. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's been big, man. What else is? It's kind of more what's happening, isn't it? But
no. This is a bit of a side point on the question thing. The question is, do you want me to do Thurka beans as a challenge? And then the question is, do you want me to film it and then put it up as a reaction on a story or a reel? Tell me. I'll do it. You just got to give me the shout.
Oh, you're talking to people? No, I thought you were actually asking me then.
You're obviously going to say yes. You're like, yeah. How about Indy to everything? He'll do whatever you want. He'll come and lick your toes. Yeah, he'll do everything. That's what you think I'll do.
Whoa. You just said that on the podcast, man. That's
Listen,
weird.
Geese, this is what you think about me.
That's weird.
I'm putting myself in your mind frame of what you think about me. Thank you.
Okay, listen. There's no point in the 24 hours of a day that I think about you licking someone else's toes.
But you'll say if someone asks for it, like Indy got.
But the fact that you could create that scenario in your head, suggests that maybe you've thought about it before. So I'll just leave that there.
Nope. I just went extreme with it because I'm thinking how Gordon would think about like, yeah, Indy will do everything. He'll do everything for you. Don't worry. He'll drive you to Glasgow if you want him to. Yeah, he'll do it.
Thurka beans. We should definitely do. We'll do it together though. And we'll just need to think of a fun way of doing it. I know obviously Mr. Singh's we've been speaking to, and they've said they do Thurka beans on their menu. So I think maybe in a kind of food challenge.
I might just grab it from there.
Segment. Yeah, let's do that, and we'll do it properly. And I mean, Thurka beans on their own when you're having pizza is very nice, but Thurka beans on toast is extremely nice.
So are they?
I'm not sure how anybody else does. I mean, we used to have like bangers, mash, and Thurka beans. We've had that before. It's anywhere we really have beans. You can have it. But yes, guys, give us ideas for challenge. We're moving into that kind of space as well. We're gonna do some fun shit. We're clearly funny. People keep telling us we're funny. So yeah, we're gonna do it.
I love it. I'm gonna board like that.
Love it.
Right, next segment, the update on the holiday. What's happening, Doctor? Just got a Mavi?
Ooh, man, hit me straight there. Okay, serious question.
Yes.
So we had a holiday, didn't we, Indy? Holiday.
It
was a working holiday, wasn't it, really?
It wasn't. It was a little bit of fun, a little bit of calm.
Yeah, but the thing is, when I say working, it's not bad working. Like, so to give people an idea of what this felt like, if you've seen the documentary AP Tillo's, what's it called? First of a Kind.
You love this reference, man. I don't think it was like that at all.
I do. But me and Sanj got it. So just go with it. Okay, just go.
Okay.
Right. So in there, guys, you see them in Vancouver. They're on some sort of island. They got this like lodge in the middle of the woods in the forest, and they're just jamming, and the ideas are flowing. It's kind of like what it was. So we were up in Yorkshire. We had a nice little. We always find off the beaten path, rural locations, nice little village. It's basically an old school which had been converted. Really cool. And as part of that, we did some high level podcast work. So broadly speaking, there's what we do here, which is the production. But then there's all the strategy, where are we going with the podcast? Where do we want the podcast to be? What is the function of the podcast? Remember that question? Oh my God, we sat with this question for a while, guys. So it's very important for us as creators to understand what the podcast does for us. Obviously, you are our audience, and we put this all out for you guys. But then obviously there is a personal need that it meets. And my need was very clear, very evolved from what it was to what it is now. And we asked Indy the same question. It was like, when writing that notebook scene. What do you want? It's just like, Indy, why do you do it? I don't know. Why do you do it? It's not that simple. And we finally got to it. But there's some good stuff that came out, and, bought my little whiteboards and we filled it out. And I think we had about 5-6 hours of strategy, and a lot of clarity came out of that. And we realized that, this is an important thing that we need to keep doing. And, we're in a really good space. And that was all coupled within lots of nice long walks and hikes and beautiful scenery and good food and just happy vibes, man. And super cheap massages. You can't get that down Birmingham or London way, man. That's just crazy.
No, £35 for 90 minutes. No.
Guys, wow, just mad value. But yeah, what were your highlights in the video?
We got lost again on a bloody walk, man. We always do this every holiday.
Brilliant.
How do we do this?
It's always the first day in general. So the way we tend to do it, guys, is we always check into our Airbnb late, like when it's dark and we can't see the house, and that's always a whole story in itself. And you always get Gordy looking at us like, like, are you sure you're in the right place to pull up the shop?
Why are you here?
Like, can I help you? And yeah, so we did the first hike. We had space, we had some lunch. We went on this hike, and we just kept going. And we had the map from the place, but it's not a proper orienteering map. And then we met a guy who, let's just call Simon, because we were trying to get to a place called Simon's. No, we weren't trying to go to Simon's Seat.
No, we weren't trying to go to Simon's Seat.
No,
we were not doing that.
And we asked him, where are we on this map? And he said, you're not on this map. You're kind of over here somewhere. I was like, that's right. And then
just a random Munda, by the way. It was a random Munda.
Yeah, a random guy, but clearly like a guy who does orienteering. He had the proper map, and I had the foresight at that moment when he took it out to take a picture of that map. Also, we're thinking about what times they're going to get dark. Also, we're thinking about the car parks and the close, which we've forgotten.
Yes.
But it was great. It was great, man. Like the scenery we saw was just epic, man. There's a bit where we had to do a bit of Jurassic Parking. We had to go through a forest. and I had to like lay the way and like move all the kande out the way and stuff. And
Do you remember how that banda saved us?
yes, at the end, he was like, guys, it's like an hour and a half here back to your car, and the car park's gonna close. So yeah.
No. Tell what really happened. My wife, Sanjeev,
my
lovely
wife,
lady,
yeah.
had this big ass sortie in her hand.
Right. So do you know where this came from? So you were behind with Shindy. Me and Sanj were
Yes, I was. Yes,
doing recceing. Right?
Because Shindy, bless her, the flipping plants were taller than her, so I had to push them out the way so she had like a path to follow through.
Yeah. So I had a sortie originally, kind of Gandalf vibes, and we kept doing the Gandalf thing everywhere we go. You shall not pass. And I said to Sanj, I was like, okay, this is important for this. It's also important for safety, like if an animal comes. And that's why actually walking sticks are quite good for that reason. They can double up for all these other things as well. That's probably something I'm going to invest in now for that reason, because we always get lost. And then so Sanj gets one, but she doesn't get a small one. Like I've got like a decent sized one that can hit a few butt there, whatever. She gets this like machete level, like
taller than you, sortie.
I was gonna make a reference, but it's not appropriate. So
no, say it.
No.
Say it. I'll bleep it. I want to hear it.
Oh my God. Right. That's why it's not appropriate. And
I'll bleep that. Okay, fine.
She gets it, and then she has it on her morda, like this, right? And so obviously towards the end of the trail, we're orienteering. We can see the road. We got to the road.
When we got to the road, we were so happy. We're like, oh my God, civilization.
People, cars, yeah. But then I don't think she knew, or we'd been so deep in the forest for so long, you forgot like that it was there. And then this person sees it, and there's like this woman just walking around with this machete level grade, wielding Gandalf stick. Probably comes across a bit threatening.
He looked at us like, are you all right?
Yeah,
is everything okay?
It was like, just lower the stick, lower your weapons. It's okay.
Yes.
So we're here to help. I was like, Sanj, put the stick down. What, bruv? It's all good, bruv. And I was like, Sanj, you're scaring him. Oh man, it was funny. But yeah. And then
he stopped and said, "You're clearly not from here." And then as we were walking off, he said, "It's an hour and a half back to the car." We're like, "What? Huh?" And we had 45 minutes left to get to the car. Yeah. So we're not going to do this double time. And he said, if you want, we'll give you a lift there. So you gave a lift to Sanj and Shindy to go and get them and rescue us on the way back.
Yeah.
Very helpful.
Then we did a big food shop, and you had fun in the food shop, didn't you?
I don't like driving the trolley. It's a lot of pressure.
Right? But you wanted it. You kept saying to me, I want the trolley. And I gave you the trolley. And then you realized how erratic ladies can be. Because you think you've done one aisle, Indy.
How erratic Shindy is. Okay, it's not anyone else. Most people go like aisle by aisle. We have a list. We stick to the list. Shindy's like bit of this, bit of that, bit of this, bit of that. I'm like, whoa, this is wild. Why are we in the freezer section right now?
So the reason for that is, so when we do a normal shop, it's like you described, but because this is like, she needs to feel inspiration. She needs to see it and be like, that ingredient, I'm going to put this together. It's slightly different, but then you were like, oh my God, I'm having to do 180 turns. I don't want to do this management anymore. And I was like, I did tell you, but you wanted it. Oh, and there's a bit where Indy went in and he went full kiddie Indy mode. He saw some sort of football magazine. The guy's like, oh, can I have this? Can I have this? I was like, and Sam's like, no, just shut up, man. Stick on task. Like,
I saw it and I was like, oh, this is really cool. I remember this. You're like, and I was like, sticker books. Man, sticker books. I remember this as a kid. And I was having a moment. She's like, can you hurry the fuck up, please? I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Sam's like, you need to remember, this isn't our weekly shopping. You with other people here. This is joint spending.
Yes, I did forget that. I went live.
Get back on it. It was really funny. So that was good. And then we went to the Golden Lion.
Yeah, ate some food there. That was nice.
Had some dinner. That was nice. And then we checked.
What was the thing you tried to say to me that I didn't understand?
Huh? In the Golden Lion?
Where you were trying to say to me, can I sit next to you? And I was like,
oh, God, yes. We walk into Golden Lion, right? And it's a
dog-friendly place.
Yeah, exactly. Most pubs up north are dog-friendly. I'm like, okay. And I can see they're on the leads or whatever, and someone in the person's called D, or someone like on the floor. Indy has this kind of prime seat where basically he's shielded from all angles. It's proper in seat, and there's a couple of out seats which are more exposed. Like Indy, matte bana kutta hega, theek hai? Haan, yeah, haan ji. I was like, so I don't think, haan, yeah, haan ji. So he keeps agreeing with the statement. So I think he's understanding, but then he's not moving. There's no body language to agree with what he's saying. And then I'm just like, Tenu gal samajh aandi hai? Hanji, hanji. You just don't understand, man. You clearly don't understand, but you're not telling me you don't understand. You're just going, yeah. Okay. I'm like, it's not okay, is it? I want to sit there.
What I don't understand is why you didn't just say it in English.
Yeah. Okay. The reason why I didn't say in English is because, again, it's that same situation where they're going to understand why I'm saying it, and I don't want them to know.
Do you think a dog could understand your language?
Not the kutta, the people. I don't care what the kutta is saying.
Okay.
Salia. So I'm like, main utthe behna, tu itthe aaja. That's what I'm going to say next time. I'm going to do fingers. Main utthe behna, tu itthe aaja. ठीक है?
No,
मंजूर है?
Instead, I was like, you come sit next to me. I'll essentially sit over there. It's
Yeah,
fine.
you're like, oh, मैंने गोदी च बैठा. That's what you.
I was very comfortable in that spot. I was like, oh, this is a good seat.
Yeah, I know it's a good seat. That's why I wanted it.
Yeah, it's very comfortable.
Okay. You understand the word godi?
Godi, it sounds like knee.
Lap.
That's goda.
Lap.
Lap, interesting.
मेरी गोदी च बैठा. Come sit in my
Because
lap.
it's just above your knee. Interesting. I like it.
Does that make sense to you? You're
Yes,
just like,
that makes perfect sense.
Goda to
Just
godi.
slightly above the
Okay.
knee. Bam, done.
Okay, ठीक है. Well, the bit in between is your pat. Goda,
Yes, it is.
pat, godi. There you go. There's some things for you, Indy.
There you go. And then
There you go,
lastly,
people.
the last topic we want to touch on is the
Ah,
card
that's
game that we played. That
Yes,
card
tell-
game was
Tell,
epic.
Tell people.
So I don't know the name of the card itself, but
It's
what it
called
does,
meeting friends.
it's called Meeting Friends. Okay. Even though
And
you're
just,
friends
just
with
before
people.
just before you caveat that, I'll tell you where it's from, and you can tell what it is. So when I was in Dubai early this year, we went to the Museum of the Future, and there is a brand which I read extensively, which is called the School of Life. So they have produced this. So guys, check it
Okay.
out. School of Life, really good. Carry on, Andy.
Really good YouTube channel, by the way. I watch their stuff. It's very, very good.
Mm.
So, yeah, you open up this set of cards, and I'm like, okay, we're playing cards. You're like, it's not the same conventional cards you think. 4 categories of cards. Everyone takes one each.
So warm up,
Yeah.
tender things, emotional things,
Yeah.
big things. That's it.
Yes.
They're the 4
So
categories.
you were asking all these questions, and we have 4 cards. It took us what, 4 hours to get through all 4 questions?
Because it wasn't only the person with the card gave the answer. Everybody responded to every person's card.
Yes, but
So
the
there's
person who
16
has the
answers.
card has to answer it first. Then we answer back on top.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
what they
It wasn't just the answer. It was like I would say something, and then Indy went straight like Freud at the Laktatake. But why do you think that?
Yeah.
Where does that come from? And
Yeah.
is that really your authentic self? This
Yes.
is Indy, man. He was so in his mode. He was like reverse counseling. He's like, "Menu pata the question to ask."
I love it.
Yeah.
It was great because for once
was
I
like-
wasn't under the bloody spotlight. Okay. You were all getting it.
Menu.
And I was like,
Yeah,
yes,
साले menu fix करी जाते हैं. No.
fix yourself, people. Okay.
All right. So, what did you find the value of playing this card game?
I think it's a great way to get closer to your friends, even though you think you're closer already. That's all it is.
Ooh, hello.
It allows you to be okay. For the game to thrive and succeed, you have to be vulnerable. You have to kind of delve a bit more into your personal self and tell people about it. Not so they could use it against you. It's so you can find more depth and substance to your answer of the question.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Now, I'll give you an example, guys, if you want to understand what type of questions. There was one question that said, if the friend sitting around you here had to say something mean about you, what would it be? And so that one is a bit more like confrontational. You really do have to put it out there. And
That's
we
more
sat and sat with
self-auditing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we sat with the question and we got some stuff out, and then we went down those rabbit holes.
Loads of them.
Yeah, exactly. So very good. And remember, we got through 8 cards over 2 days. Like
Yes.
6 hours worth of talking. Didn't watch any films because of that. And there are about 100 plus cards in that deck. So
No, was it 3 days?
we
Thursday
didn't do it
night,
on
Friday night,
Thursdays.
and Saturday night.
No, we didn't do Thursday. Thursday we just went to sleep. We was too
Oh
tired.
yeah, okay, we did Friday night. Yeah, that's right.
Friday night, Saturday night. Yeah, but we didn't watch a film because of that.
No, still need to watch that
uh,
film. Shit,
Yeah,
I'll
accused.
try and catch it tonight. Actually,
Accused, I think it is. Yeah, Accused. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh,
It looks like a
lovely.
long episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah. Okay.
Gonna say anything? No, just
No,
let that
no.
gap little sit there. No,
Absolutely, it's nice. Listeners are like, hello, pause ho gaya? Internet chalta? Hello.
no, it's
Testing, 1,
working.
2, 3.
It's working
Yes,
fine.
It's working.
Just checking you're still listening, people.
Yeah.
Yeah, Great game, worth buying. Go and tell the name of it and where you can get it.
Probably online because you're not going to go to buy to get it. Meet friends. I'll put it in my story, our story at some point. School of Life. It'll probably be on their website. Check out the books. First book I'd get you to read is Why We Hate Cheap Things. Super tiny. Can read it in like an hour. Great lessons for life.
Love it.
If you ever want to buy me a present, you're feeling generous, send me something from them. I will read it.
I will not do that. Okay. Thank you very much.
Not talking to you. I was talking to listeners.
Wow.
Okay.
Read a PO box and go and set it up.
Yeah. Send it to Kara headquarters. It's fine.
No, send it to a PO box. It will get redirected to Mavi headquarters. Thank you. You have more space than we do. Okay.
For now.
Yes.
For now.
Right.
For now.
People, catch you next week. Thank you for listening. Please like the video and please interact with the poll. And we will catch you next week in a bit. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the rest of our episodes here and don't forget to subscribe here. We'll see you guys on the next one.